Now, China says it will raise tariffs on US goods to 125% in an escalation of the trade war between the world's two biggest economies. Donald Trump's latest tariff on China is 145%, a move Beijing has described as trade blackmail. Well, our Asia correspondent, Helen Ann Smith, is in Beijing for more on this. Helen Ann, great to have you with us. So they have both raised their tariffs now to over 100%. Is that just stopping trade?
Yeah, look, I think trade between the two is pretty much obliterated quite a few days ago. We get to this stage where the numbers don't make a huge amount of difference in terms of the real-world impacts. And actually, that's what China pointed to today. Look, today's retaliation is predictable in a sense. Yes, it escalates things, but it does so within relatively predictable parameters. All the way through this trade war, China has wanted to be seen to retaliate, but it's wanted to retaliate to sort of match what Donald Trump has done. And thus is exactly what's happened today. Donald Trump raised things to 125% on Wednesday, and here we are, 125% from China today. The thing that makes China's response today a little different is something that it added in the statement that was put out from the State Council. And in that, it said that at this stage, we're just playing, quote, a numbers game. Essentially, that once you get beyond a certain level, trade has all but ceased anyway, and the numbers don't make all that much difference, whether it's 100%, 200%, 500%, and so on. So China has very specifically said that if Trump raises tariffs further, they will not respond. So a big question about whether they will be able to sort of successfully force something of a stalemate here. It's possible that Trump might want to be seen to have the last word, potentially sort of nominally put up his tariff number again. But the Chinese have said they won't respond. And if they don't, and if that's where we're at, there's something of a truce. And the question then is, within that truce, is it possible that the two sides could come to the negotiating table? The other option is that Trump takes some sort of other measure that really raises the stakes, perhaps moving beyond the tariff trade arena, perhaps some sort of quite punitive economic measure, perhaps something political. If he was to do that, China's made it pretty clear in what they've said today that they would retaliate to that. But of course, if you're in a sort of a tit-for-tat move over more geopolitical issues, then it's sort of much more perilous potential situation. I just want to mention, too, that Xi Jinping, China's president, actually spoke about this trade war for the first time today. He's been meeting the Spanish Prime Minister here in Beijing, and as part of comments that came to light in conversations with him, he said clearly that China is not afraid of what he called unjust suppression. So I think no sense from China that they're backing down. But what happens next, really, really interesting and potentially very perilous.